Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everybody. For these rounds, I decided to turn into Krampus with my students, and I wanted to collect everybody up with the gift wrap. Here I'm using the Kimura to try and set that up, expose the back, collect that head. He flattens, but I'm going to run out of time for this one. Let's see if I can get it in a different round. So here I engage in some nonsense, and Mike wisely backs off. Doesn't allow me to play that game, and he decides to enter in more cautiously. So Mike's doing all the right things. He settles into side control. He's looking for my neck. He's gonna transition in that arm under my neck and look to spin around, try to trap me into the north-south choke. I come up, he does the right thing, he locks up the front headlock, and he uses this to move around to my back, but I try to play a similar trick on him and flip on over and out of it. Here he sits to his guard instead of wrestling up, and that allows me the opportunity to start passing. And this would probably be his undoing, trying to put in these Z-guard style knee shields that I'm going to be able to move around, foot pummel out of frame, and move on to my own side control. Here Mike's doing the correct moves, but in doing so I punish him by moving on into mount while he's making those frames. These underhooks I have right now are going to help me shift my body weight up his torso so that I don't have to relieve pressure unless I decide to with that foot pummel, allowing him to turn to his side and show me his back. Here I'm going to hunt for that gift wrap, but not completely clue him in on what I'm doing. Once I'm back into side control, I'm going to try and look to put him in the same loop that we were just in. Mount, underhook, going to foot pummel out, make him turn to his side and expose his back again, but I want to lock that wrist up a little more completely while I'm making this turn. Find that double wrist lock. So I've got the double wrist lock, just need to collect the head, and there it is. The gift wrap is such a great position for exposing the neck and the back at the same time. You get your back points really easy by putting the foot in. I mess up on putting the bottom foot in, but I'm really more interested in closing the show and trying to get access to that neck. He turns his chin into the triangle. I got that wrist control. All I need to do is get rid of that, connect my hands, complete the submission. This round with Lenny, I opened up by pulling half guard. I had the opportunity to grab this underhook, but now I'm going to use a modified clamp guard to go and get him over, start my sequence from the mount, dismount, and try the same loop that I've been trying to use to acquire the gift wrap on everybody else. So here I abandon the strategy and I remount to try and climb up his torso. I want to make an angle by collecting his wrists and framing behind his head so that I can expose his back without leaving the mount. Don't you worry, I'm about to go and give up on mount again anytime now. This angle is really good for establishing the wrist control required for the gift wrap. Now I just gotta go and create the back to chest contact, but Lenny's doing a really good job of making some separation by turning away and hand fighting. I'm gonna have to abandon and move on, try this from a different angle. So here I have a brain fart and I forget that I'm going for the gift wrap at all. This affords Lenny the opportunity to grab my wrist and start to work up top and wrestle up. I bail to go to this butterfly guard because I want to hit him with the old reliable. I can't hit him with the butterfly guard sweep, so I move on to give him the false insecurity, try to work the knee lever, but he bases out and doesn't let me get it right away. Once I'm in mount, I don't want to do the same thing over again, so I'm just going to dismount and try it from a different angle. He's got that frame, I'm going to pummel it down, get my knee through, set up the crucifix, and I'm going to put him in the reverse head and arm triangle. But this is all smoke and mirrors to expose that back so I can step over. Here, I'm going to go and fit in for my gift wrap, and then I'm going to look to take his back, try and choke him out. Once I turn him over for the back exposure, I abandon right away for trying to find that neck, trying to go for an armbar, but we run out of time. This round I start seated. Damien's going to step in. I'm going to fall back on my bullshit and try to expose him for a leg lock. Kind of wise to me doing this kind of stuff. So he's done the right thing by locking up his legs. I got to abandon and go into this reverse mount. I want to turn around and face him and get that gift wrap, but I'm going to have to finesse it a little bit. Here I'm going to jump over and try and take his back, but he flattens himself out to not let that happen. I'm going to try and open up with some similar strategies from before, but I might have to just Kimura him out of here, which might not be a bad idea. The Kimura grip is really great for setting up the back control if they won't let the wrist go to the outside for the submission. Here I'm trying to do just that, but I lose my chest to back contact and he's able to roll back into a regular mount. I'm going to look for these wrists, but he's being really recalcitrant with letting me get these wrist controls. I'm looking for that double wrist lock, but he won't let me go and get through. Keeps pummeling his head out of there, keeps flattening. Gonna have to go into a high mount to expose those elbows, expose that neck. I might not get the gift wrap on him. Now that I'm in close guard, it's time for a quick break. Close guard is a really easy position to stall out. I would recommend not staying there forever and not building that habit. Sometimes it's okay, but you're better off trying to angle out, move on, rather than just hold the position. Here I let him pass to half guard. I'm trying to hit him with a cheeky sweep, but he's going to base out and try to remain on top. Here I want to peek out, try to lift him up, get some exposure on those legs so I can go and get to the back through the legs, but maybe expose a leg lock on him. We'll have to see. Right now I'm using it to get up, expose that neck. I'm going to play another little trick on Damien where he thinks he has the pressure, put in that butterfly guard, and just sit over for the Sumigaishi. Now I'm laughing because the inner Grinch in me has the idea to leave out some mother's milk and cookies for Santa this year. I want to suffocate Damien with my chest. This is a particularly mean move, but he's doing a very good job of not putting his face into my chest or into my sweaty t-shirt to go and find some room to breathe. But I really want to go and press the issue on this. I can't disappoint Santa, but I do anyway by pulling guard. Not letting me get that, I'm going to put Damien on my naughty list for this year. Fortunately, I couldn't put him in the gift wrap, but there's always next time. Thanks for sticking around. Hope you all have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Here's to next year. Thanks everybody for giving me the gift of supporting the channel.